Our top story of the week is institutional Bitcoin custody. This is from Siggy47, Bitcoin territory, July 29, 27 comments, 4,089 sets. Keyan. What's this?
Yeah, Siggy got interested in how all of these institutions are storing their Bitcoin, the treasury companies, the ETFs, and it turns out they're all pretty much using a handful of custodians. And then he went through and kind of inspected the custodians and how they describe how they store their Bitcoin. And there's really only a few of them. He lists them here: Anchorage Digital, CoinBase custody. I know I would guess 60 to 80% is probably in Coinbase. BitGo, Gemini, and Fidelity. They're all custodians, and I think they will custody for other people. And all of them, for the most part, use what are called omnibus wallets, which is where the wallets of their customers are not segregated from each other. They're all stored in one wallet or in several, but not scoped per customer or per account. And there are trade-offs to that. Most people would say that segregated wallets are the way to go. Specifically, the SEC says that segregated wallets are the way to go, and that the omnibus wallets present certain risks. But I think Siggy cites Fidelity specifically and says that where they say that the omnibus wallets are actually in certain cases more secure, and they actually end up with more storing wallets in more places and more wallets in some cases. So sometimes they have more wallets than they have customers, depending on the customer size. So if they give an example of, if they have a customer who wants to store $100 million with them, they'll maybe put it in 100 different wallets. And so that's their kind of reasoning as to why that might be better, is that they can design their security independent of their customer base. And Siggy's just kind of dove into it for us, and kind of lays it out. I think another reason why people don't like omnibus wallets is what happens in the case of bankruptcy. Is in the case of segregated wallets, you're more likely to keep, or a hack or something. You're same with kind of security. You're more likely to have access to at least your own money, or get your own money. I think in the omnibus wallet, because it's all pooled together, I think you suffer the consequences of the company rather than maybe it was just a few customers that got their wallet stolen, or maybe 50%, and you're in the 50% that didn't. Yep. And that's the story for the most part. It's just what is going on with these people.
Yeah, it has it here under insurance. He says most custody providers provide crime insurance coverage and disaster recovery in case of data center failure. You get fiat compensation for your Bitcoin. Top comment was from Justin Shocknet. He said, in both scenarios, you're trusting process. As an individual, your process is as fragile as your ability to design, remember, document it, and the discipline of following it once implemented. End result is a single point of failure. Institutional processes are more complex as a trade-off of redundancy and continuity. Institutions may be relatively new to Bitcoin, though the likes of Fidelity have been building their custody setup longer than most of you have been in Bitcoin. And then he talks about the Fidelity headquarters in 2018. He says institutions have also generally managed to maintain systems for things far more valuable than Bitcoin operational for decades. There's a place for both, eggs in multiple baskets and all that. I was talking to Tom about this, and he showed me this post that Unchained had. So I want to bring this up because I think Tom thinks deeply about this. He's somebody here that works at Unchained. And so he writes this article here about holding your own Bitcoin keys. Is it really worth it? And so he talks about holding Bitcoin in an exchange account, the advantages of holding Bitcoin in an exchange, the disadvantages of holding Bitcoin in an exchange. But I think the really cool thing that he does here is he talks about the ETFs, the advantages of the ETF, the disadvantage of the ETF. And then what he does here at the bottom, let me go straight to it so the stackers can see it, is the comparison chart. So let me see if I can go into this without breaking the stream. Oh, let me just open it up in the new thing. Give me a second. So you can see here, Keyan, he has it here at the top where it says the exchange account, Bitcoin ETF, independent self-custody, and then collaborative custody. And then he goes, you have permissionless access. Third parties can access your funds, direct Bitcoin withdrawals, 24/7 access, vulnerability to hackers, malware, vulnerability to physical attacks.
What is up with this light? It's just like flicking on and off constantly. It's distracting the crap out of it.
I mean, Topher, can you dim the lights? Maybe that's what it is. Because I usually put them up all the way, but maybe it's dimmer.
I thought these were these were LEDs.
I think it's the one in the front. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, you can keep going. I was just super distracted with this.
Anyway, so he goes through all the different options when it comes to this type of stuff. Let me see if he dims it, if it works.
Looks like it's still blinking.
Yeah, it's still blinking.
It's okay, Topher. Thank you. I think we'll just.
I can email them and see if they can replace the light. I think it just might be time to replace it. Back at the old Club Lab, we would just take out the bulb.
It shouldn't be a bulb though. It looks like
it's the bulb though.
It looks like it's fluorescent. It's not full.
Yeah. Anyways, so all this, he goes through it all, lines it up, and then talks about the different options that you have. And so if you want some more clarity on what all this means, this is, I think, a good thing. And then he explained it too as well. I would say just in general, if you have any questions on this, they actually do free consultations and stuff like that. So you can, whenever I have questions, because I really was like, when I saw this from Scoresby the other day, I got so bearish. I got so bearish and doomer. And then I was just like, and then Tom just happened to come in that night because him or John usually come in just to like see what we're doing. I was like, dude, what do you think about this? And he was like, you know what? I just actually wrote something about that. And then he showed me all this stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, interesting. And then he kind of just explained everything for me. So anyways, thought I'd share that. Cool. You got any thoughts on this?
I already shared my thoughts on it.
Okay. Cool.
I haven't read the piece by Tom.